So we are going to start out with the bridesmaid gifts. So for this, you're going to need some cardstock, a pair of scissors, some brush tip markers, a pair of pliers. You're going to need some findings like clasps and jump rings. And you're going to need a necklace box. I bought these pack of 6 chains at Hobby Lobby, happened to just be enough. And I also bought various charms, some little diamonds, and initials for each of my bridesmaids. Okay guys, for this project I'm going to start off with my box. So I just bought these plain white boxes at the craft store. We're in the jewelry aisle, they're just for necklaces and stuff, and they just come with like some white foam. However, I do want to put a card inside here so I can put that like cute little saying on it. So I measured my box. The box is 5 inches by 6 inches, and then I cut out a sheet of paper that was 4.5 inches by 5.5 inches so that I will be able to place this inside of my box and it'll fit without going over the edges or anything. But on these little cards, this is what I'm going to be writing the little message on and then attaching the necklaces to, just to have a cute little presentation. So this white piece here is just my template. I did a few different test runs to kind of see what would fit inside the box, so I didn't want to use my good cardstock until I perfected it. So I'm actually going to go ahead and use this brown cardstock I have, just because I think it's a little bit cuter. And basically, I'm going to take my template, and I want to see how many of these I can get out of this. I'm pretty sure this is only an 8 by 11 piece of paper, so I'm not going to be able to do it this way. But I might be able to get 2 or 3 out of here, maybe, if I do it this way. Basically, I'm just going to line it up with the corners and then take a pencil and just make a little mark there and along the bottom as well. Okay, so we'll have a little like box here. You probably can't see the line I just drew because it's in pencil, but basically I just drew a line there. And then I'm going to line this up next to the line I just drew. And make a mark there and bring a mark along the bottom. So it looks like I'm only going to be able to get 2 out of a sheet of paper just because they're kind of a weird measurement, but that's okay. I have a few and I only need to make 6 of these, so yeah. I have a paper cutter just because it makes things a little bit easier to cut straight rather than trying to use scissors. So I'm just gonna place this right in here, and since I made my pencil lines, I can just line my pencil lines right up with the with what I'm cutting right in the center there. Yep. This is the cheapest paper cutter ever. Okay. But yeah, I'm just gonna basically line that up and just go ahead and cut that. So now I'm just going to use my reference picture. So now I'm going to use my reference picture to just kind of write down the little thing I'm going to put, the little saying. Basically, I'm going to put, it's my turn to pop the question, and then put my bridesmaid's name, and then put at the bottom, will you be my bridesmaid? And I'm going to leave a space in the center of the card because that's where I'm going to put the necklace once we make that. So I'm just using a marker, a thin tip marker for this part. I did write down in pencil first just so I know all the placement and I don't mess that up. And then for their name, I'm going to use blue. And I'm just going to attempt to do some cute hand lettering and see what happens. There we go. I think that looks pretty cute. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and do this to each card. And then I'm going to work on making the necklaces and then assembling the boxes. So stay tuned. So I'm going to start out with my chain and my little charms. So I have one of the initials and one of the diamonds. I'm glad that I bought these chains because they're already pre-made, so I didn't have to worry about clasps or anything. So that saves some time. But I'm just going to take my little jump rings and I'm going to open them up with 2 pliers. You're going to want to pull one towards you and one away from you to open these up. You don't want to pull them apart because it can deform the ring. So I'm going to add on my little diamond charm first. So I'm just looping that through the jump ring like this. And then you're going to want to grab your chain. Make sure you're as close to the center as possible. You can do this by folding the chain in half and just holding the center link. So now I'm closing the little diamond charm onto the chain. And it should look something like this. Now I'm going to go ahead and repeat a similar process to that with the initial charm. So I'm just putting that on, and then I'm going to loop this through the jump ring that's attached to the diamond charm. I just found this makes it look a little bit better. So I went ahead and did that. And then to close these, you're just going to want to do it the same way you open them. Try not to deform the ring and try to get that split as close as possible so you don't have anything falling off. But then this is what it's going to look like once you have these attached. Super simple to make these yourself. So I did that with all of the necklaces I had. I had 6 for each bridesmaid. Now I wrote up these cards and I'm going to go ahead and attach the necklaces to them. So what I'm doing is I'm just setting it out about how I want it, kind of near the center. And then I'm going to take a pencil and I'm going to mark where I want to make little notches so that the necklace sits nicely on the card. So then I'm just taking my scissors and I'm going to cut those little pencil markings that I made. Now once I have the notches made, I can go ahead and set the necklace in the card nicely. So I'm just kind of going to lay it down so that the charms look nice, and I'm going to try to center it as best as possible. So I'm just sticking the necklace into those little notches. It should hold it pretty well. You may need to readjust it a bit. You just want it to be centered. Should look something like this. Now I'm going to flip the back over and I'm going to kind of fold the excess necklace over, and I'm going to secure that with a piece of tape just so the necklace doesn't really move around or fall out of place while it's inside of my boxes. And that's what the finished card will look like. So now once I have all those cards made, I'm going to go ahead and write each bridesmaid's name on the white boxes. Now this is what the finished product should look like, and they're ready to give to your bridesmaids. So now we're going to move on to the groomsmen gifts. These are pretty simple. You're just going to need a ruler, a pair of scissors, some brush tip pens and a pencil, and some cardstock again. And my fiance went and ordered these sunglasses on Amazon. They say groomsmen and best man and groom on the sides. I thought they were super cute. I think it was only $30 for the 7 of them, and it happened to work out perfectly for us because he has 5 groomsmen and a best man and then himself, so it worked out really well. If I can find the link to them, I will link them in the description. So I'm going to start out by taking 3 pieces of the cardstock, and I'm just going to cut it down the middle so that I end up with 6 like smaller pieces, like 4 by 11, just so they're a bit smaller, and I can make little cards out of them. So I'm just slicing these directly down the center. And they should look like that. Now I just went ahead and I wrote out this little saying, no shade, but she made me do this, groomsmen. I don't know. I saw the idea on Pinterest and thought it was cute, and it kind of fit with the whole sunglass thing, kind of a pun, play on words. But yeah, this is what they look like when they're all assembled together, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you in the next one. Be sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Bye!